welcome you again to She Did It web series, where every week I have the pleasure of introducing you to an amazing female entrepreneur. And today I'm very excited to have Josephine with us today. Isn't she beautiful? So we're very excited to have you, Josephine. So tell us who you are. Give us a little bit of a snapshot.
Absolutely. So thank you so much for this opportunity and this platform. So yes, my name is Josephine Mensah, and I'm a career coach, a career and business coach, also a LinkedIn consultant and a speaker.
Okay.
So my business is Oneness Career Coaching Inc.
Oh,
Yeah.
nice. I love Oneness. I love that.
Absolutely.
So how did you get started? What sparked this amazing journey?
So for me, I kind of am an ideas person in general,
Yes.
right? Ideas pop up in my head, sometimes executed, sometimes not. Sometimes
We have that in common.
Absolutely, but really an ideas person. And my background is in sociology, but I was working at a career center at YWCA in Saskatoon,
Okay.
where my family lives. And I got a lot of great experience when it came to career development, resume building, working with LinkedIn, and also workshop facilitation. And I have those same services within my business. And so coming here to Ottawa, I also had a chance to get into e-learning as well as recruiting. And I kind of felt like, I don't know if recruiting was quite for me at that point. I felt like I had a lot more ideas to share. So I thought the way I can do that is through entrepreneurship.
Nice. I love that. So how long ago did you get started?
Yeah, so now I'm about 10 months old.
Woo,
I'm coming on a year. So this is the first year in business. So naturally there's a lot of ups and downs.
For sure.
Naturally there's a lot of twists and turns, and you just have to absorb it and keep going. I think that's the biggest part.
That's the thing.
Yeah.
So you just decided to jump, right?
Yeah, well, it was kind of a little bit of, planning, I will say. There was a little bit of, do I have my education, my certifications in order? How would I start this business?
That's
I wanted to do like 10 different services, and I knew I couldn't do that yet.
Yes.
Right? So I have to kind of scale it down.
Yeah.
I'm sort of all roles. How can I manage that?
That's
I had to think about it a little bit, and I had wonderful friends, other mentors and friends that were business coaches. So they gave me a lot of, a little bit of help and some revisions and things, which I really appreciated.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
So now you're doing this full time?
I'm doing it full time.
Wow.
And, just kind of managing it, checking in with myself to see, how are things going, that kind of thing. I give myself little milestones to kind of see where I'm going.
That's really good. Yeah, because I think, many of us, have made the decision to kind of keep the 9 to 5 and kind of do the side hustle for a little bit, you know, and that's one way of doing it. And then some of us just, decide to jump, quit one day to the next and just, go for it, you know? So there's obviously different paths to
There's different
entrepreneurship.
paths, and it's different tolerances of risk.
Yes.
That's really what I think it is. For some people, they have a family, they have children to think about or whatever, and it's hard just to make the leap.
That's right.
For some other people, and even one actually was a client of mine, she has a double income family, right? And so she took some time off, but she is married, so therefore there's another income coming in while she tests out her entrepreneurship, so it really depends. I know for some of my friends who are also single entrepreneurs, your expenses are much less.
Yes.
So therefore you have a little bit more negotiation there.
That's right. There's a bit of more leeway.
Yeah, it's your lifestyle.
That's
your lifestyle.
it.
Yeah.
Absolutely. But I like the fact that you're saying the planning is really huge, before deciding which way you're going to go, basically.
Yeah.
Wow. So when you did decide to make that jump and you planned things out, so did you have some funding or anything like that? Tell us about that.
Yeah, the funding was very tight. It is still tight.
Yeah.
But no, I really had to plan. I had to take a look at my own budget, my own expenses, and see, how much, would it cost me to have my own business. And it's really interesting, actually. I had to cut off a lot of things. I don't know if you know this, but I'm a big fashionista, and I love shopping. And those kind of extras, I knew I was gonna have to park them for a while, right?
Yes.
I knew that, so I had to really condense my expenses and like, you know, last year I went on 2 vacations. I'm not doing that this year. You know, like I really had to get realistic about how far I could stretch.
That's right.
But also with entrepreneurship, and I'll share this tip with everybody, with your viewers as well, is it's wonderful to have some clients even before you launch.
Yes.
Right? I had a couple of people within my network, and they were my first clients, actually, which was wonderful. And if it's a product that you're developing, definitely have a couple of customers ahead of time.
Yeah.
Because that sort of will help you. And through those friends, I got referrals.
That's
so
great.
you know, and it helps you grow more and more. So with funding, it was my own for personal funds, but I had to manage them correctly. And I think really with entrepreneurship, it's you have to do it according to your size, right?
Yes.
Like I would like to do a lot of things, but I know that it's gonna come with time. Like
that's right.
maybe it won't be a big commercial space yet. Maybe it's working from home first, and then you build that up. So I think I take some ideas and put it in the parking lot, sort of, and then I pick out what's doable or what's doable at a small scale.
Exactly.
Yeah,
that's really good.
Yeah.
What's doable on a small scale? I love that.
Yeah.
And seeing that you're a career coach, because many of us, do have the 9 to 5, and I always say to the women that I work with that are in that stage where they're doing the business on the side and doing something to pay the bills, basically. And I always say, don't do it just for the money. You don't want to be working in a place that's killing you softly, right? You don't want to be waking up in the morning and you hate your job, right? And you can't really grow that way, And when we talk about having these creative ideas, if you're stuck in a rut, there's no way that these creative juices can flow, right?
Welcome to my world. Yes, definitely. The clients that approach me for career coaching, but also business coaching, they've come to a point where it's not jiving anymore. It's not fitting with their career, their skills, or their lifestyle. It's usually those 3 things. And they're feeling like, I need some change. Burnout is happening, or just unfulfillment, career unfulfillment. That's really what they're going through. So definitely that happens, and I think it's about assessment. You know what I mean? Like sometimes your lifestyle has changed. Sometimes you want to be at home more, or sometimes you're gaining more skills, and you realize I'm not utilizing everything that I have here, and I'm feeling limited at work. So it's those kind of things that create the shift. And I think for women, definitely we should be brave. There's many people who want to become entrepreneurs, but they're very unsure about how. Everyone is scared of failure. Failure is part of the journey. That's something that I've definitely come to realize. And you don't have to be so hard on yourself. But sometimes you're right. Starting small scale. Test it out with your network. I think that's really great. Test it out with your friends and see what they respond to with your services or products. And then from that you refine. But you won't know unless you test.
That's it. And sometimes it requires jumping.
It requires jumping. Sometimes it does. Yeah.
That's awesome. So, what is your definition of success? What does success mean to Josephine?
Absolutely. So my company name, Oneness, right?
Yes.
Oneness Career Coaching. I came up with that because it was that balance, that career skills and a lifestyle balance. And so for me, I think is actually having a chance to create impact with people. Right? So, I get a great testimonial from a client. Oh my gosh, you helped me. I, worked on this resume, and now I got a few job interviews from that. Or I was able to start my own business now, and you worked with me to, execute the business plan. So those kind of impacts to me, I'm like, hey, I'm doing well.
It's
the intrinsic for me, more than the extrinsic. And I think it's people finally getting sometimes back to their passions, because sometimes it's things that you already liked, but you were like, I will make money at this. So you forego those things, but that's actually where the wealth comes from, and where the prosperity will come from.
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah.
And, having a way to hone those skills and making room to do that, because sometimes you're so busy doing so many things, including the 40 hours at work, and the kids or whatever else that you're into, And so even the smallest step, right?
The smallest step helps. The smallest step helps. And I find that, like, for many people too, it's a little bit of research. You know, you're probably not going to be the first person in your industry to come up with this idea or whatever, but it's refining that process, you know, and networking, of course. You can't talk like enough about networking. There's many times that I was in the right place at the right time, with the right person, you know, and ended up becoming successful. So it's the willingness to try, honestly. That's, I think, the biggest part, the willingness to try.
That's really good.
Yeah.
So you talked earlier about failure, and, you know, I think, you know, people want to know what kind of failures do you feel you've, you know, accomplished, as they say. Yeah, it's kind of weird to say accomplished, but like you said, you know, these things are part of the journey, and it actually can propel you towards success, right?
Yeah. I'll share one story with you. This is sort of interesting. So I was at a job fair. Being in employment career, that's my area.
That's right.
I was at a job fair and I thought, oh, let me do a giveaway. But at the time, you know, not a lot of funds. So I said, okay, let me do a free giveaway, like a giveaway that I can offer. So I thought, oh, my time, I can offer maybe 1 free hour of coaching.
Yes.
You know, people can ask me anything they want within that hour. It's almost like a free appointment, basically. Is what I'm offering. So, you know, I had people sign in, you know, sign up for it and all of this. And I thought, I'm going to do a draw at the end. This is going to be great. You know, everything's going to be perfect. And so I thought, okay, well, I have to make it legitimate as well, you know, a fair process. Yeah. So let me get someone else to draw from my jar. So I was like, perfect. I got a guy, draw 2 from the jar. I read out the name, and we recorded it as well. And I thought, okay, great. I'm going to reach out to this person personally, tell them that they're the winner, and everything's going to be wonderful. The person decided to decline the offer.
What?
And I didn't have a backup. I didn't have a backup winner.
Oh my goodness.
And I thought, I'm giving it away for free, and people still don't want it.
That is rough.
So, you know, this is like $120-something value and all this. And I'm like, and they declined it. Why would you decline? You're the winner. So I thought, what to do. And I was losing sleep over this because other people are waiting for the video to be uploaded and to see if they're the winner, right?
Right.
So I thought, oh my gosh, what am I going to do? And I thought to myself, okay, this is a tough moment. And like, you know, I was thinking my reputation. People are going to think I'm a liar. You know, I was just really distraught. So then I said, okay, let me come up with a new process. Let me do another entry. So I had people, you know, they had to like my page, they had to follow, they had to subscribe to my email list, and whoever would do those 3 steps the fastest would get the prize.
Okay.
So I did that, and actually somebody came forward.
Oh, good.
And they claimed it. They claimed the 3 hour of coaching, but I was really terrified because I was thinking, like, reputation is very important.
Absolutely.
You know, and looking like somebody who put on a contest that no one wanted. I was just very, very sad about that. But that was like one time of failure where if I had stuck with it, then I would have like probably felt like I can't show my face anymore and that my business reputation is over. But I at least thought of another outlet. So sometimes when you're in a corner, it's about looking over or under or around the problem to like go through it.
That's really good.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, that was a tough one.
I can just imagine. Oh my goodness. But you handled it like a pro.
You know, you try.
Wow. So I think, you know, you're really, this is a prime example of some of the things that we can go through that can discourage us. I mean, that would have been like, I don't know, like I would have been so like, you know, started doubting myself and all of that, you know? So,
absolutely. And I was thinking to myself too, like I've been promoting this all week. I've gone to the job fair, promoted the whole time at the job fair. Like there was momentum around this contest.
That's right.
And not to have a winner, it was like,
oh man.
wasn't easy.
Yeah. So this is great. Yeah. Thank you for sharing.
Oh, my pleasure. You just roll with it. Come up with new ideas.
Yeah, absolutely. So in this, you know, same thought process of coming up with new ideas, do you sometimes partner with other people to do what you do? Because sometimes, you know, it's good to have the feedback or kind of bounce ideas of other people that, are maybe in our industry and maybe not, right?
Yeah.
To actually move ahead with our project. So tell us about some of that.
Yes, partnerships have actually been a wonderful connection through many different avenues. And this is the part about being in the right place at the right time that happens. So, it comes from networking ultimately.
That's right.
Networking different at events, networking even online using LinkedIn, all of that stuff, and just sort of presenting yourself to others and saying, this is my skill set, how can I fit with what you're doing? And many people are open to that.
Yeah.
So I've had partnerships with the Ottawa Public Library, actually doing presentations about career development, job searching, LinkedIn, that type of thing. Over the summer, I was partnered with the Rockcliffe Rideau Community Center, and they were doing a youth program with youth in business and entrepreneurship, and so I was one of their business coaches.
Nice.
Through that was a wonderful opportunity.
Yeah.
And also have other ones coming up as well in the year, or what's left of the year, with the Rotary Club and Rotaract, which is kind of their youth extension of that. And they've invited me to do a talk on LinkedIn.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Wow.
So, it really comes from, putting yourself out there and not being afraid to share what you're doing. Because I find that, when you have the passion, people come out to help you.
Yeah.
Even in Best Ottawa as well. I came actually as someone seeking business advice, and then they said, oh, you work with LinkedIn, you do presentations, would you like to do some presentations with us?
Yeah.
So I just did one yesterday actually, which was great, with Best Ottawa. And so we have a little bit of a LinkedIn series going.
That's really great.
Yeah.
Wow.
So I came in seeking help, but I was also helpful to them.
Yes. That's so awesome.
Yeah.
So what kind of advice would you give to somebody who's maybe just starting out, or maybe is, has had some experience under their belt but is looking to maybe, get to the next level or shift, in their business? So I know you don't have years of experience, but I know that you can still speak to that, right?
Absolutely. And I have some years of experience in the sense of my working in a career center. Many people that would come to us, different careers or seeking entrepreneurship, so we'd also help them in that stream as well.
That's right.
But many people, as you're saying, kind of to, get it to the next level, I think definitely is a lot of branding. How do you define yourself? And how do you define your brand? Because sometimes, you start off with one logo one way, but maybe it's time to freshen things up. Or freshen things up on your website or with the social media content that you share. I think that's really, really positive. We see many people putting out videos, what you're doing. Things like that. Consider that as well. And don't get too stuck with always the way you've been doing things. Have a little bit of help or even some outside mentoring, coaching, or whatever the case is too. And get someone else to see it from a new set of eyes. And one thing I think is wonderful, and I will tell everyone this, some great advice for people wanting to step it up to the next level, ask your clients. Ask your clients and say, if you didn't know me, where would you look for me? And see, am I where my people are? Am I in the right spaces? That kind of thing I think is really, really important. Because sometimes you think, oh yeah, this is the wonderful stream, but little do you know there's an untapped market. And it might come from your clientele that tells you, oh, I would have expected you at this place or on this social media site. Then you'll say, I should adopt that to my marketing plan.
That's true. Wow. Yeah. And I've been talking to a lot of female entrepreneurs, especially through the web series, and this whole thing about having a strategic plan or having a marketing plan has come up a lot of times. Can you speak about that?
Absolutely. Having a strong marketing plan, strong in the essence of it, but flexible still, is really, really important in business because that's how you put yourself out there. You know what I mean? That's what people see of you. And what is really powerful if someone can describe your brand back to you. And it's clear. And it's clear because, it's within that you realize you're going the right direction.
That's true.
And looking at your brand of She Did It, it's you actually, it's inspired action. It's about women entrepreneurs. It's about being ambitious. those are, so I'm sure, elements that you are thinking of for your brand. And when people can repeat that back to you, it's clear. But if I was saying, oh, well, something else, you would be like, oh, maybe our messages aren't reaching the right people, or they're not clear enough.
That's it.
Exactly.
That's really good.
So feedback is really, really important, and from who else but your clientele?
Absolutely. Yeah. And I think, every little bit, can make a huge difference. And I think that's sometimes what scares people is like, I don't have time, to do this and that and the other, or I don't have the money to do this and that and the other, right?
Yeah.
So those are the two things.
It's a reality.
Oftentimes, those are the two things that are really difficult for people starting out, Yeah. And so it's really good to be able to, with all that we have now, with social media and everything, you can do this, without much, right?
I have to say that's what I've been doing.
Yeah.
Yes, social media has really helped me, and I think the biggest thing is consistency.
That's it.
That's probably the hardest part. Luckily, there are some paid ads you can do on social media, Facebook ads, LinkedIn ads, and stuff. But it's the creating that tribe, creating that content that speaks to your future customer, that speaks through your supporters.
That's it.
And I think that's really, really important. And that's kind of something that like entrepreneurs who don't have much of a budget, entrepreneurs who are just starting out, or even doing kind of a pre-launch, it's the social media that will really help them.
That's right. And starting with your friends and family, right?
Exactly.
Absolutely.
Exactly. Yeah.
Wow. Thank you so much for everything that you've shared with us so far. Do you have any parting words for us? And also, if you can let us know where to find you, and if there's anything that you'd like to invite people to, if you have something coming up, that kind of thing.
Okay, absolutely. Yes, everything.
Yes to everything. Okay, good.
So, parting words, I would just say with entrepreneurship, it is an interesting ride. It has its ups and downs, its twists and turns. Sometimes situations that you think, oh my gosh, what am I gonna do? And then a bright idea comes, or you find a solution, or you negotiate a solution. You really have to be, I think, structured in your big picture, but flexible with the details. I think that's it. I think that's something that every entrepreneur, male, female, doesn't matter. We all kind of go through that. Also, I think when it comes to where people can find me on my social media, I have a Facebook page, a LinkedIn page, and as well as YouTube channel. And you can also catch me on Instagram. So I'm in 4 places, all under Oneness Career Coaching. So you'll find me there, or even on LinkedIn, you can search my name, Josephine Mensah, and Mensah is spelled MENSAH.
Wonderful.
And also, yes, I do have an event coming up, actually, and I would like to invite you guys to it, especially those that are job seekers. This is LinkedIn for job seekers, and it's going to be at the Emerald Plaza Library branch here in Ottawa. We're starting about 6:30, and this is going to be November 5th. Okay. So if you are available, please come on in. It's a free event, and a wonderful place to network as well. It's under the Career Reboot program through the Ottawa Public Library. So I'll be there and sharing my knowledge of LinkedIn for job seekers, talking a little bit about branding and some strategic content sharing and things like that. So definitely your audience is welcome.
Yay.
Yeah.
Thank you so much
again,
Josephine. You have been just a dear in this whole thing. So very excited to have you again sometime. And so everyone, please keep abreast of everything that's happening. I hope you enjoyed this as much as I did. And so you can go to shedidit.ca for more information on the next steps, and also join our newsletter as well. So we'll see you again soon. Bye.